Continuing with the connections to our anatomy in number 26 is the word skeleton. As mentioned, prime number relationships are crucial in this study of letters and numbers. Just as Hebrew sums to 101, the word skeleton does too, which again is the 26th prime number corresponding perfectly with the value of 26 for bones. And again, there's 206 bones, 206. For a little more fun with bones, the word dinosaur also sums to 101. You probably remember your early schooling days and how some of the earliest knowledge you encountered was about dinosaurs. You likely also recall how in your middle school, high school, and possibly collegiate career, introductory classes were numbered 101. Not by coincidence, the word teach has a numerical value of 26. And on the subject, so does the name Oxford, the oldest English-speaking university in the world, not too far from where the first dinosaur bone was discovered in England as well, the land of the Queen, also summing to 26. As we will cover later, it is no coincidence the Queen of England, Elizabeth II, a dinosaur in her own right, began her reign on February 6, 1952, written 2/6 in the United States, and celebrated her coronation on June 2nd, 1953, written 2/6 in the UK. Of course, 2/6 is similar to 26, matching the numerical values of crown and royal. As will also become evident, especially when we discuss murder by numbers in Chapter 20, the dates of the calendar year are very much a part of the alphanumeric code that is entirely in tune with the Gregorian calendar, or the common calendar. Just wait until we uncover Princess Diana's August 31st, 1997 death and the clear connection to Queen Elizabeth II. For another tie-in with bones, the word graveyard also sums to 101, and grave alone totals 26. Of course, graves and graveyards are full of bones, as well as being spiritual centers. In Chapter 3, we will uncover something very powerful about our skeleton and how it relates to the ancient alphanumeric system even more deeply, tracing back to an old Kundalini belief about human enlightenment traveling up the 33 vertebrae of the spine and empowering the mind's eye, the pineal gland or the third eye of the brain. A word also summing to 26, brain 26, just the same as temple, the name for the place on the skull that is outside the temporal lobe, which is responsible for language comprehension. On the subject of the brain, the words think, focus, and logic equate to 26, as does Plato, the father of philosophy and thought, the well-remembered Greek who created the world's first university, where this same knowledge you are learning now was once shared. Again, you have to remember the Greeks, they were into this. Like, this wasn't thought of like, oh, this is stupid. This was like, oh, this is interesting. The test each student had to pass before joining Plato's university was having basic understanding of geometry and the stars. As we'll get to, the word gematria means geometry within language. If you could comprehend these subjects, you were admitted. Fittingly, comprehend sums to 101, and the word test sums to 26. Back on the subject of our human anatomy, the words hands and thumb each total 26. The physiology of our hands, having opposable thumbs, meaning our thumbs can touch each of our fingers, sets us apart from most other living species. It is this ability of our thumbs that allows us to grasp things, from the pen to the hammer, which in turn gives us the ability to create, from writing to drawing to construction. The word draw is also 26. That's what I did with the chapter. Some points I didn't even point it out. I just bolded the part that's 26. Opposable thumbs are only found in primates, including apes and monkeys. Of course, our entire body, hands and all, is covered with skin, the largest organ we have, where both words equate to 26. The ancients believed our skin's ability to regenerate after being scraped or cut was a certain sign of God within us all. This is closely related to the generative principle, which speaks to man's ability to procreate. Throughout history, the phallus, an erect penis summing to 26, has symbolized this very concept. Another part of our anatomy that is a crucial part of language and having gematria of 26 is our tongue, matching the 26 values of spoken, oral, sound, and noise. Consider that for tens of thousands of years, language existed only orally prior to the first known alphabet being recorded by the Phoenicians. Even more interesting, Kabbalah was taught for centuries only orally as a means of keeping secrets. Another 26. Kabbalah was not meant for the unfaithful, and therefore was protected. Speaking of which, faith, karma, hope, and atone each equate to 26, as do heaven and hell. As will become understood, there is much duality in this language, as there is in all other things of this world. Regarding secrets and duality, there is a secret society, a brotherhood, who are very much students of the dualistic nature of this world that certainly has had a major role in the crafting of the English language as we know it, and no doubt the English translations of the Bibles as we know them too. Before unmasking this society, which subscribes to the motto, as above, so below, and the body is the temple, let us quickly read from 1 Corinthians, where the body is said to be the temple. 1 Corinthians 6:19, NIV. Do you not know that your bodies are temples of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. After reading the verse, please recall God made the body of mankind in the 26th verse of the Bible, which is the temple 26, where if you add up the bones of a person, there are 206 in count. The fraternal organization, the secret society, where the qualifying belief for membership is that you believe in God, pays great tribute to this concept in the naming of their meeting place. They are Freemasonry, and their meeting place is referred to as a Masonic temple, summing to 206, same as the number of bones in the body. Members of these temples are commonly called Masons. They are scholars of the Bible, especially the Torah, and the majority of their lore is based in Kabbalah, as admitted by notable members and authors of the fraternity, such as Albert Pike and Manly P. Hall, both of the 33rd degree, a top honor in the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. Fittingly, the word Mason alone has a value of 26, connecting with God, Torah, temple, faith, and bones. As we will uncover, this network is using a powerful tool, the lie, another 3-letter word summing to 26, to play God over the masses. Please know that when I say this network, I am speaking to its upper echelons, not the common members in local lodges who are mostly good people looking for brotherhood and further understanding of this special world we share, and who are mostly ignorant of the fraternity's transgressions. Also related, the word nose, another part of our anatomy, adds up to 26 and ties in with the age-old belief about liars and long noses. Hello, Pinocchio. Of the many Masonic fraternities in the world, one of the most well-known is Skull and Bones, the elite society at Yale and New Haven, Connecticut. This society is paid tribute to in the 33rd episode of the original Batman TV show, where it is stated that Bruce Wayne's Batman's great-grandfather founded Skull and Bones. In this secret society's existence, it has put at least 2 men in the White House, George H.W. Bush and his son George W. Bush, who the latter of which was the president in office for the tragic September 11, 2001 date, a date surrounded by monumental and catastrophic lies. In the chapter on September 11th, we'll discuss the significance of the destruction of the 2 towers in light of the history of the destruction of the 2 temples of Jerusalem, Solomon's and Hebron's, and the crusades that came later in history. The word crusade sums to 26, and it is no mistake that the United States invaded Afghanistan exactly 26 days after September 11th on October 7th, 2001. And again, think about that. That now the big terrorism focus in Afghanistan is from when? August 26th, right? 26 again.